Now at noon, doubling down on election security. The Secretary of State's office in Georgia says it has fended off a cyber attack earlier this month from an enemy overseas. Gabe Sterling is Georgia's Deputy Secretary of State. He says that nothing was compromised, but it did slow things down for a bit. The state's cyber defenses were able to fend off the hackers. This allowed thousands of Georgians to continue the process of requesting absentee ballots ahead of next month's presidential election. Sterling says the cyber attack came from a foreign country against the website voters used to request those absentee ballots. Other than that, he did not get into specifics, but he says that things like this can lead to misinformation. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency is meeting today to talk about steps being taken to ensure Georgia's election security and integrity.